what triggered it was this boy here and his two younger brothers. Mr. Hammis came out here and visited us here on Houston Drive, and he said, where are they going to go to high school? I said, there is no high school. He said, well, they should have one.
And that was how it started, the beginning of Bishop Gorman High School. I am Tyler Mowbray, and over 60 years ago, my great-grandparents Romy and Dorothy Hammis donated the land to build Bishop Gorman High School. At the time, no one could have imagined what a significant gesture that would be. What started as an act of faith and love resulted in an institution that has produced thousands of successful alumni in a community that is rich with excellence and tradition.
This land, we never knew the value. We never knew the heritage that would spring up from this land. And he didn't have to invest way out here in Nevada. It has developed for all of us, thousands who have attended, fraternal bonds that we could never have found anywhere else, stretching all the way back to that day in 1953 to today.
The next step for the school to become a reality was that they needed a partner. They needed someone as committed as they were to the Catholic Church's mission. Those partners were the clerics of St. Viator.
They wanted it so bad that they went out and do it. He was responsible for bringing the Viatorian order there to teach. The nuns, the Holy Cross order from St. Mary's College out there.
The Viatorians first encountered the Hammis family in Kankakee, Illinois, a small little area south of Chicago. And we encountered them because they were a Catholic family who wanted education and quality education for the people of Kankakee and the greater counties of Kankakee. And so they invited the Viatorians to partner with them in a Catholic school, to be a part of their vision of what it means to be a Catholic high school that is of excellence, but also is of faith.
I think the Viatorians have been the strongest single spiritual force in my time in this state. I've said this before, and I'll always say it. They have brought something to the state which the state never had, and they continued it, and they developed a great school.
My grandmother, Kathleen Hammis Mowbray, was the daughter of Romy and Dorothy. She married my grandfather, Justice John Mowbray, in 1949, and shortly thereafter they started a family of their own. They had 4 boys, John, Romy, Jerry, and Terrence. Having a Catholic education for their boys was very important to them. They were committed to making sure Bishop Gorman lived up to their expectations.
Well, I think they were so interested in their children receiving a fine education in a Catholic background. They wanted to have that spiritual component to their children's education as it would guide them through their teenage years and as they went on to college.
My sister, Cax, and her husband, John, were living here at the time. And so after the Gorman High School was founded, they took up the mantle and they continued to try to help make Gorman High School a success.
I think of their dedication to Catholic schools. They've always been dedicated to Catholic schools, and they've always been there for us.
Well, I met Judge and Mrs. Mowbray in fall of 1965 when they came on campus at the old site for a parent-teacher conference. It was the first parent-teacher conference for me as a teacher, and it was also for them as a parent of young John, who was a student in my English 1 class that fall semester.
While the success of Bishop Gorman was important to them, they were very quiet about their involvement in the establishment of the school and never drew a lot of attention to themselves. They were very humble about their contributions to the Las Vegas Valley.
His Honor, Justice Mowbray, was a beloved person in Nevada politics, and he really knew how to inspire people. The man could be giving a lecture on a serious topic and the next minute break into a song with that beautiful baritone voice that could carry for miles. So he really would lift up and unite a room full of people. The Hammis, Cax's parents, they were very quiet people. They preferred to be in the background.
I first met the Mowbrays in person when I went to school with Terry at Bishop Gorman as freshmen. I had heard about the Mowbrays through my parents for years prior to that, but they were sort of like just the name, the Mowbrays.
Their influence is at the very beginning and has continued on, and sending all of their children to Gorman, and his legacy has gone on and on and on.
He gave me confidence, and he told me what legislators do right and what they do wrong, and as from his perspective as a justice. And he didn't just spring into justice. You know, he worked very hard in the courts and in the law long before that. So he was someone who you all respected and you feared in some ways if you were a lawyer who was not prepared. And Cax, on the other hand, was gentle, as I recall in childhood, and still is. There's no question that she is the contra of John, and maybe she was the leavening influence on Big John.
You know, one of the things that's so inspiring about the Mowbray family is how authentic they have been in their focus on what's important, and that focus has never strayed. And again, as I said, from generation to generation to generation, we see that focus retained, and we're the happy recipients of a full and rich culture because of families like the Mowbray family.
Gorman High, your Gorman High is the Stanford of the secondary schools in Nevada.
In 2007, Bishop Gorman High School opened a new campus, a campus that could meet future education needs and serve the expanding Las Vegas Valley. This new campus offered everything that the administration, faculty, staff, and students needed to take Bishop Gorman High School to the next level. But at the heart of it all was the tradition and legacy started by Romy and Dorothy Hammis so many years ago.
I'm an alumnus of Bishop Gorman High School. Our two sons graduated from Bishop Gorman High School, and I am certain that the Hammis family and the Mowbrays had no idea when they first donated the land and made this start, planted that seed of what would become of that generous beginning. But what they had was faith. And they had faith that this education and this experience would be what needed to be. And I think it would be startling to see how amazing this community has retained that connectivity, the importance of the value of the education here at Bishop Gorman High School. I believe they'd be very proud, if not completely stunned.
We do owe them a lot because not only was land donated from them, but we have a wonderful bookstore with the Hammis name on it, and we are so grateful for their continuous and enduring support of Bishop Gorman High School, of the Viatorians, and of Catholic education.
When you look back on it, that was really a giant step, and they had to be extremely dedicated to a Catholic education to do what they did in 1954, to take 7 acres and build a Catholic school. That's pretty amazing, and it remains the only Catholic high school in the valley. So what the Mowbrays did back in 1954 is unheard of, and I would have thought it extremely risky, but they succeeded, they made it work, and look what we have today.
You people are here this evening, and the truth of the matter is you are continuing to keep Gorman High School a success and sustaining its success and moving it forward. And for that, the Hammis family says thank you very much for that.
The Mowbrays are like glue, you know, they are everywhere, and they always have an influence on what's going on. They prefer to be quiet people, but they're really strong boosters. They're not throwing millions at the campus now, but what they're doing is providing the link to the past. And that link to the past is what keeps our heritage alive.
So tonight, as we celebrate the Mowbray family and the Hammis family, we're able to celebrate not only them tonight, but the long history that they have had with the Viatorians and with Bishop Gorman. I am grateful to the Mowbray family because they were the inviting group and said, we want the Viatorians. Thank you.
The Gorman High School is one of their most proudest achievements for all the right reasons.
Today, Bishop Gorman High School is accepted as one of the best high schools in the country. Not only are the facilities second to none, Bishop Gorman continues to provide an excellent college preparatory education in a Catholic environment where service is valued and celebrated. The programs and the accomplishments of the school make alumni everywhere proud to call themselves Gaels. I speak for all Gaels when I say thank you to my grandparents and great-grandparents for all they did to establish Bishop Gorman High School.